very warm welcome to this, the second Channel Island Stock Exchange Business Summit.
I want to address two particular aspects. One is the need for the islands to comply with international standards, and the other is the role of the islands as global market players.
The timing for this conference is extremely opportune, coming at a point in time when all of us can pause to take a deep breath and to do some stock taking of where we are on the road to recovery.
The Channel Islands Stock Exchange is very important to us, and the calibre of their events, I mean this one I think demonstrates it, the quality of the speakers, quality of the location, just meant that we were very, very keen to sponsor it.
How much of the old conventional wisdom is indeed relevant in this new world?
You basically buy gold. If you are worried about inflation, I'm not. If you're worried about the dollar, I am. And if you're worried about banking risk.
Let's talk about ETFs. And two or three issues here. One is how safe they are.
ETFs do give you a highly liquid, very low cost, very transparent means of executing key decisions in portfolios.
There are some spectacularly complex ETFs already out there with risks that are almost impossible to assess. And that's the danger.
I believe that paying more attention to the importance of repetition, or consistency at least, is extremely important if we're going to rebuild our reputation as an industry.
We're very pleased with the turnout. There's a good representation both from the islands and off the islands, with nearly 300 people here. And we've heard some very good speakers and good reaction to them.
We had a special focus, which was investment strategies generally, but looking at the economic situation going forward.
I think this is very important for the Channel Islands, and I think that CISX actually needs to be congratulated on organising such an important event.
Love this little AP group ball from outside. There's lots of fun giveaways out there. The world, and you can hold the power of this in your hand as long as you understand how it works.
From my point of view, the audience was a very, very high-quality audience, but the content delivered on the day has been really meaningful. I'm not a specialist banker, I'm just a change consultant, but there was stuff in there that I could use, and I think the audience is taking away a lot of value too.
But are you driving your business out of the rear-view mirror, looking back at the charts and graphs that your industry is so famous for?
I think this is the way forward, to be really bold in the way we approach a whole series of issues, be it labour market policy, energy policy, transport policy, and in the process actually create private sector investment opportunities.
Before you get the Europeans to do anything, you've got to have a crisis. So, why are the Greeks adjusting their budget deficit? And the answer is not peer pressure from the rest of Europe, because the markets refuse to fund them.
If the Chinese do nothing henceforth and allow the economy to continue slowing, I think we're talking hard landing. If, however, the government or the PBOC decide to go and tell banks, you've got to start lending again, we soft land now and postpone the hard landing to somewhere 12 or 18 months down the line.
The real pain will be felt by some of those Eurozone countries in particular, and perhaps in some the civil unrest will be such that the alternative of leaving the Eurozone and losing face is better than keeping face and staying in the Eurozone.
Thank you very much indeed.
It's been a brilliant day, probably better than what I had hoped for in many respects. The turnout was larger, and we have a bigger venue obviously to accommodate that. The speakers were superb. My arm is black and blue from pinching myself. The quality of the speakers and the fact that they actually agreed to speak, it's wonderful.
CISX is an outstanding success for the Channel Islands, and it's something that we are and want to continue to be very closely affiliated to.
And if you look around the stands, there's a lot of people from both islands spending time comparing notes, working out how both islands should respond together in the face of difficult market conditions and ever-increasing regulation.
Jersey is very much open for business, as is Guernsey. Working together as Channel Islands, I think, is vital for the future. And holding such prestigious events with such prestigious speakers is absolutely vital to keep Jersey particularly on the map.
Very well organised events, brought together business leaders from across the Channel Islands and internationally. Superb event.